Hello there, David here. Welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you've been here before. In today's video, I'm going to be answering questions, one question specifically on my diet. The question specifically is, what do I eat now to date on a regular basis about 9 months, close to 9 months after being in remission from ulcerative colitis? But today I'm going to be very specific, actually sharing through my tablet, through my FitnessPal. If you are familiar with my FitnessPal, the app, a couple of days, right? I'm going to be sharing with you guys breakfast, lunch, and dinner for those 2 days. All right, welcome back. So I'm going to be launching my app here on my tablet. You probably would see it on the right side, and don't worry if I kind of look down and up. It's just have to keep going through the application for you guys to understand what I'm actually doing here. So I'm going to open up my FitnessPal right now, and here's my home screen. So my FitnessPal is top left of the screen. Again, you're going to be seeing on your right, which is my left here. So tap on it. And this is Friday, so let me scroll back to Thursday of last week. And again, the tablet, it's a little finicky. Sometimes it takes a while to respond, and sometimes it responds too quickly. So I apologize if it's a little distracting. So here it is. So Thursday, July the 28th. So let's start with breakfast real quick. I'm splitting up the shake's ingredients because I don't always take the same amount or portions. So it's going to be different even though are the same ingredient, but it'll vary per day. So to begin with, Thursday for breakfast, I had a couple of bananas, then simple chocolate, which is the shake or the powder that I use often, the Absorb Plus that you can see in my video. I made a video of that specific shake. Then also the all-in-one, which is the Vega plant-based all-in-one powder. It's like a quarter of a scoop rather. And then to the bottom, I had to kind of put it because I forgot it, and then I put it in the list, but to the bottom. So almond milk, Blue Diamond. I use Blue Diamond, and sometimes I use the Whole Foods version. I kind of go back and forth. Blue Diamond is a good one that I recommend. And so for that, I took 16 ounces. And all those ingredients together, the powder, the banana, and the milk, the almond milk, I made the shake, for breakfast. In addition to the shake, I took a fried egg, medium-sized fried egg, and a couple of corn tortillas, which you didn't find a pattern, like the way American or European people eat bread, sliced bread, or Asian eat lots of rice. I personally, growing up in Mexico, a lot of tortillas, right? Even though I've been here most of my adult life here in the U.S. now. So that was breakfast. Okay, now moving on to lunch for Thursday. I had a stew made out of beef and potatoes, right? Ground beef. Then again, my staple 5 corn tortillas. And for dessert, I had a mango, yellow mango. I mean, you might find a taul for different names, but it's a yellow mango for dessert. And then for dinner, that same day, Thursday night, I repeated the beef and potato. This time I had 4 corn tortillas and then nectarine, the nectarine fruit as a dessert. So pretty healthy, and I'll be making some comments once I wrap up the Friday's diet. But so far, that's the 3 meals for Thursday, the 28th. And I'll explain, you'll find patterns on this in a moment. So let's move over now to Friday the 29th. Here it is. To save a bit of time, the shake, it's again same ingredients, banana, the powders, the Vega and Absorb Plus, but the thing that changed was, in addition to having the medium fried egg, or the fried egg rather, and the 2 corn tortillas, I added this cactus, which is not the cactus that you would find in Arizona, the pipe-shaped one, but it's more like a flat feather, and you can scramble it with the egg, right? That's actually how I did it. It wasn't fried egg there, so it was mixed up with the egg as like you were doing scrambled eggs, but instead of it just by itself, I added this cactus after I cut it in small sizes, small cubes. So that's one variation compared to Thursday's breakfast. Now, moving on to lunch, we also had some difference, obviously. For lunch, I had mahi mahi, which is a fish, a couple of small portions, of 4 ounces, so a total of 8 ounces there. I had also, as a side dish, the Spanish rice, right? Kind of pre-made, just boil it for about 10 minutes and it's ready with all the ingredients. Then I also had these kosher dill spears, which I shared in the past in other videos. Great source of probiotics, right? The water or the juice probably is even the most important thing, but I had the spears, the actual vegetable. I did peel them off. It wasn't necessarily too harsh, but I kind of was in the mood to eating the meat only, not the skin. You can do that, or eat the whole skin, but the point is to have also some of the water, some of the juice that comes with this vegetable, with this fermented vegetable, to build up your gut good bacteria, which is critical. That's probably the most critical over time, to have a healthy gut, by having a good amount of good bacteria. And as a dessert for lunch on Friday, I had a nectarine fruit, which is one of my favorites. Then to wrap it up, dinner for Friday night, I had, it's different also, green split peas cooked, meaning boiled. For those of you that you're looking to have plant-based protein alternatives to meat, this is a great option, okay? This one, I boiled it in a regular pot. It doesn't boil well in a cooker, pressure cooker. It kind of gets burned because it's really not meant to be cooked that way. So it may take a while, right? So just be aware, if you want to make this, it might take an hour or so. You have to keep stirring, and you have to use a medium to low fire, for the heat temperature, but it's delicious. Add a bit of salt. That's all I do. Boil it, add a bit of salt, and keep stirring so it doesn't get sticky to the bottom, doesn't get burnt. So that's a good alternative for plant-based protein. Then again, my staple doesn't change here. I had 3 corn tortillas. I did add a couple of slices of white cheese, Monterey Jack cheese. So a bit of protein, a bit of dairy there, but it's good for variation, and no allergic reaction or anything. So a couple of slices for 2 ounces total. And then as a dessert, I had a small cup, 8 ounces of almond milk, the blue diamond that I mentioned, and a sherry turnover from Walmart, which is probably the least healthy out of all the meals that I mentioned here. It has a bit of refined sugar, but it doesn't have the sugar powder at the top. It's just inside as the preparation. So, but it's from the bakery. It's a lot better, in my opinion, less processed to get it directly from the bakery, Walmart's bakery in this case, than a packaged and over-processed food. Okay, so to wrap up here, the foods that you saw I'm having, the one common thing that they have is most of them are either real food with no processing at all or very limited processing, right? Like the sherry turnover that I mentioned. So that's one thing to have in mind. Second, there's simple foods. You don't have a lot of condiments. You can have to a degree, but especially if you're still in the sort of not fully recovered stage of your colitis or Crohn's. Having super simple ingredients is key, in addition to not being over-processed, obviously. And there's some variation, right? Like tortillas, for me, I eat it every, have them every day, but the rest, I change it a bit, add some ingredient here and there, because you want to keep things interesting, okay? So to conclude, keep it simple, real foods with minimum or no processing through how they get prepared, and a lot of them are actually very cheap, to be honest. Meat, one of the things, in addition to be a little potentially inflammatory, it's a lot more expensive than plant-based foods. I'm not vegetarian or vegan, I'm just saying there's some advantages of having a lot of plant-based foods, right, including protein sources, okay? So hopefully this answers the question or questions that I've been getting over weeks and months on what is my diet like. This kind of diet keeps me flare-up free. They're very easy to digest. All right, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you for the support, and see you guys in the next video.